Okay, friends here, I'm going to start the meeting. Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone had a great weekend because now we have a lot of things to take care of. I hope everyone is well rested and to get on with the work ahead of us. And you know what they say, a team that trusts is a team that thrives.
Good morning, sir.
Good
Good
morning, sir.
morning,
Good
sir.
morning,
Good
sir.
morning.
So let's begin now with the permission of Mr. Parab.
Yes, you may begin.
So the first agenda of today's meeting is the confirmation of minutes of previous meeting held on August 29. It was discussed that we need new machineries for a new assembly line, and various options were discussed, and everyone reached to the final decision of the most appropriate machine was selected, and the order was placed after discussing the final rate of the machines. The goal of order was also discussed. The meeting was a success, and the minutes of meeting were finalized and were sent for signatory confirmation on 8th of September, and were signed by all members present in the meeting. Moving on to our next agenda, confirmation of delivery of the new equipments.
Yes, they will be delivered at the docking point tomorrow at 2 p.m. I have already cleared everything required except some paperwork, which will be done tomorrow after the work has been delivered and checked. And once that is done, Ms. Dixit and I will start with the assembly process.
All right, that's good news. Is there any sort of concern regarding the delivery?
No, sir.
No, sir. I have cleared the ground area for smooth transportation. Once Mr. Parab and Mrs. Dixit will be done with the assembly, I would run a complete maintenance on the cycle of the machines of which will be assembled already. I hope.
Right, good. On to our next agenda, downtime for production. Estimated time for assembly, and regarding Mr. Bhagat's proposal for the new assembly line.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Abhishek, according to your weekly reports, the production was fallen short of 0.4% 10 weeks ago, and as of 2 weeks ago, it was 4.8%, right?
Yes, sir. The demand for our products has raised significantly since the lockdown. That combined with 50% of our workers on leave isn't helping to cover up the slack.
All right. So, do you have any plans as to how to cover the losses?
Yes, sir. I would need more manpower.
Okay, and what about the new production line that you had proposed a month ago?
For that, sir, I'll need new heavy machines and, of course, more workers. We already have the area to set it up.
And how much time would you need after your proposal will be approved to starting the production?
I would say about 3 to 4 weeks, depending on how fast the assemblies are completed.
How much time would you need to set it up?
About 18 to 20 days, less if we go double time.
And what about the machines that are going to be delivered tomorrow?
Regarding that, we need at least a week's extension.
Why? You and Mr. Parab had set up a timeline in the last meeting itself.
Yes, but that was before more than half our workers left or fell sick.
And I'm afraid that the assemblies won't meet the deadline. Best case scenario, 85% of the machines will be assembled in 2 weeks. And the best we can do is 70 to 75%, considering we work overtime 4 to 5 days a week. So I would really appreciate if we are given some extension to complete all the work.
Tension. I don't think that is something we can afford. You have to make do with the time you have.
What Mr. Gavankar said, if you are lucky, we can extend 2 to 3 days, not a week. It's next to impossible. We don't have enough manpower to do what you're asking for. Almost everyone is diverted into the production line. We are left with just 5 workers, 7 if you count, Miss Dixit and I.
And that's very
Maybe,
much a
sorry, maybe me and Mr. Limaye can help Mr. Parab and Mr. Dixit with the assembly.
That's very much appreciated. But 15 of our men were given to the production department to help them. They already have 35 men as it is. We need more manpower if you want to if you want the assemblies within the timeline we had proposed in the last meeting.
Yes, but you and Mr. Parab agreed on having them transferred to the production department.
You asked them for a week, 1 week, and now you keep bringing up excuses and are even refusing to compromise. How do you expect only 7 of us to assemble all of those machines? I have been asking you to at least let 10 workers come in and help us with the assembly work, and you've been denying that too.
Why are there 35 people in the production department? Why didn't you reach out for that with Mr. Gavankar?
We did, but our requests were denied.
Can I know why and why these two departments have a disagreement between them? Both of you need to coordinate.
Mr. Bhagat had requested more men to keep up with the production demand.
And you thought it will be clever to leave only 5 people with assembly. Everything is done by machines in the production department. And I am sure Mr. Bhagat can handle it with 10 workers under him. I want to see all other 25 with the assembly. I want them up and running with Mr. Dixit and Mr. Parab.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Limaye and Mr. Kishan can still lend in hand. If the assemblies are done before proper deadline, well and good.
Okay, sir. I'll see this thing.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir, thank you.
With all due respect, sir, I don't think 10 people would be enough. We are already falling short for the production demand by 4.8%. And there is a question of the new production line too.
Well, Mr. Bhagat, you cannot complete your production demand if our machine do not get assembled in time either. Mr. Gavankar makes sure all the men are sent down to the assembly and both the department will run smoothly. If there are any issue, take it up with Mr. Gavankar and I hope you, Mr. Gavankar, handle the problem appropriately and unbiased.
Yes, sir.
Very well, now that is settled. What our next agenda, Mr. Gavankar?
Distribution of manpower.
That is resolved now. What's next?
Maintenance. Where do we stand with the machine and ground maintenance?
Sir, well, the machines are working smoothly. However, I am worried about two things. First, being that we are overcompensating by performing unnecessary maintenance tasks, and that's unnecessary, and we are doing it quite often.
It's better to stay safe than having our machines fail later.
Uh, all right, sir, but the problem is the team might be wasting extra load of time for unnecessary work. Worse, it might be even increase the likelihood for further problems simply because we are performing unnecessary and heavy maintenance for each machine.
Right. We would want to avoid reactive routine. What do you suggest, Mr. Limaye?
I think it would be better if we carry out a thorough maintenance just twice a month. We can do a regular buffer maintenance for every month, but just not as thorough as twice a month.
All right. Make sure you update Mr. Gavankar the new schedule, and Mr. Gavankar, you should update the records with new schedule.
Okay, sir. Thank you. I get it. But however, I have a second concern that everyone itself is falling back. I'm not doing something like I'm not boasting my knowledge, but it's true that everyone is falling behind on their knowledge for the maintenance, mainly because of the inadequate task instructions. Mr. Karmarkar, the plot in charge, was responsible to carry out the maintenance for the building force machine. It was more when I saw it, it was more like a bandit style execution of work from his end. I checked the machines myself and I found out many mistakes which can be avoidable.
That's unacceptable.
Agree, which is why Mr. Limaye and I would like to propose the development and implementation of proactive program.
Yes, if me and Mr. Kishan were allowed to train everyone for maintaining the machines and develop more detailed guidelines for the practice, it would just take up time and effort. I would like to propose that only.
How often would you train everyone?
I was thinking about an hour every Friday and Saturday, since we have a half day on those 2 days.
I mean, you already guide and indirectly train everyone.
Yes, sir, but it would be more like an official training and not limited to the machines in front of us at the time. Because of what we are currently doing, they fail to capture the hard-won knowledge of the essence of the work and depend on me most of the time. Only to the loss of little knowledge they retain, leading to the incompetence, like it happened with Mr. Karmarkar's work.
Also, if completed tasks aren't reviewed regularly to gather feedback on instruction, tool needed, spare parts needed, and frequency, the maintenance process never gets better. The quality of effectiveness of the task then degrade over time, and with it, so the equipment.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So do you have a whole proposal ready?
Yes, sir, it's ready on my drive. I'll mail it to you.
Okay, just mail me the whole thing. I will go over it and see I can approve it.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
what about the maintenance check for the equipment that will arriving today? Oh, sorry, tomorrow.
yes, sir. I have assembled a team of maintenance technician and supervisor. They will arrive at the site tomorrow.
Very well.
Yeah, I have also submitted the maintenance report of previous month to Mr. Gavankar.
I did go through it. Good one.
Thank you, sir. I would also like to request to file in a list of new office tools and a few more upgraded inspection tools.
Along with the current inventory.
The tools in a currently inventory are suitable for older machines, and most of them are paying off, and we cannot keep on recalibrating them. All the machines that will arrive tomorrow need higher grade tools, and I was thinking to use these one tools in maintenance training. That is, of course, once the new tools are approved and after they arrive.
Hmm. I get it, but we are on a tight budget here.
Yes, sir. But if we continue, yes, sir. But if we continue with this, I don't want to lead us in improper calculation. It will cost a double of what we will try and save now.
Sorry to interrupt, but I
All
agree
right.
with Mr.
Uh,
Mishra that I don't think just for a calculative equipment it would take a lot of cost. We can even get a second hand which will be recalibrated again by the team or something.
all right. Give a list to Mr. Gavankar, and he will cross check and filter out which will be necessary and which will fit in our budget.
Okay, sir.
And once you figure out, then send it to me. I will also check which I can approve.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so I think we have covered every agenda of today's meeting. Our next meeting will be held on 5th of December 2020. Everyone needs to update on their task, assembly, production, and maintenance.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else that anyone want to discuss?
No.
Not
No.
really.
Right then, with this we conclude today's meeting.
Thank you, sir. Have a
Thank
good
you.
evening.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.